Matt Walsh is one of these wild right-wing media figures. And we had a very themed show today. This will make sense to you if you see all the other stories we've done today. But another person doing one of these, gosh, I can't do this, doing one of these stop child genital mutilation rallies. The Democratic Party is that of child mutilation. And you'll never guess what type of people showed up to the Stop Child Mutilation rally. Bunch of weirdos. Media Matters put a really good story about this together that I'm going to read from. Last Friday, the Daily Wire's Matt Walsh held a rally in Tennessee against gender affirming care, a follow-up to his targeted misinformation campaign against Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. Footage from the rally, which included speeches from Walsh and then also Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn. So this isn't just the fringes. This is a Republican senator taking part in this. And other media figures and local politicians shows that it attracted a cadre of extremists. Can you imagine? Including members of the violent Proud Boys extremist group and multiple protesters brandishing signs explicitly calling for violence against medical professionals. Really quickly, this just completely popped in my mind, then we'll continue. Proud Boys, you know?
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't, but just the name Proud Boys.
Oh, yeah. So a while back when they were in the news a lot, a bunch of gay couples decided they were going to use the hashtag Proud Boys and post a photo of them, you know, two guys who are together. So then the Proud Boys saw the entire hashtag of Proud Boys taken up by just like a bunch of kissing photos of two gay guys. And it was the best thing ever because that's what that sounds like. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Proud Boys night at the gay club tonight. Continue on though. The reason that this story is interesting to me is it sucked me back into like many years ago with the scenes that were present. So it talks a little bit more about Walsh and this rally and stuff. But then it writes, leading up to the rally, Walsh, who has a history of promoting or defending political violence, continually targeting healthcare providers and the LGBTQ community, comparing doctors who provide gender-affirming care to Nazis, calling for police to break down the doors of establishments hosting drag events, and tweeting, because how could you allow people to dance in different outfits? We need to shut down Halloween, guys. And tweeting, he was not just reporting on the trans health clinic at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, but was going to put a stop to it. And one of the things at a Boston Children's Hospital that he had gone after, they started getting all these violent threats after he did stories on it. Footage of the rally streamed by Walsh and local news outlets on YouTube showed multiple attendees at Walsh's rally directly calling for violence against doctors, with one attendee sign reading, "Doctors who mutilate children should be killed." Now, but besides that point, also what particularly caught my eye was not just that this happened, because I'm sure this is always happening in their little weird worlds, but the signs that were being held by people, again, made me think, wait, is this story from 2022? And you can see a sign that says doctors who mutilate children should be killed. But again, that's not what we're talking about. You understand that, right? This is a figment of their imagination. The sign was visible at the front of the crowd for the duration of the rally, including during speeches by Walsh and Blackburn. The man holding the sign, who can be seen cheering for Matt Walsh during a speech by Tea Party activist Matt Meckler, was also recorded by local media confronting counter-protesters before the rally, yelling, "No mutilators, mutilators go home, mutilate the mutilators."
What is happening?
And then it writes down here that there were like, you know, homo sex is a sin or something. I was like, guys, get over it. Move on. You focus way too much on other people's sex lives. The rally also attracted fringe Christian fundamentalists who held oversized signs declaring homosexual. Imagine, I just pictured, this is gonna make me cry, I love it. Imagine you're sitting at home and they have like, sorry for our podcast listeners, you're not gonna be able to get the full extent of this, but they have crayons and they have their lip like this, And they're writing on the sign, homosex is a sin. And they're so mad, they're like dripping sweat.
They're going through it,
Just
man.
picturing two random strangers, two men, having sex. Wow. And that, quote, hellfire awaits gay people and baby killers. Okay. Another protester near the front can be seen holding a sign declaring, quote, we are at war. My gosh. That's actually really scary. Okay. No justice, no peace for the Jan Sixers. So, one, I try to not connect back to my own personal anecdotes too often, as I've talked with Ben about, but as many of you know, I'm gay myself, and I've talked to people, and they go, oh, no, dude, people have moved on from that. No one actually cares anymore, trust me. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then you have experience in real life, and you're like, oh, people still care. But then you see this, where whenever people pretended kind of after the legalization of gay marriage that the whole country had moved on, listen, people just want you to do you. They want you to do your thing. They're Christian. They'll do their own thing. They don't really care. Clearly, that was a lie. And they've just been sitting, festering, obsessing over the fact that other people are different than them. And the wild thing is, I think in their mind, it's like some justified renegade they're on, where we are at war. Hellfire awaits the homosexers. What a life. What a passion. Imagine you're talking to someone and you're like, oh, cool. Like, you're doing this at your job. What's your hobby? And they're like, oh, I think about how other people have sex.
Oh, God.
And I go to rallies to protest that.
Yeah, I just love that.
God, I hate homosex people. So, yeah. Meanwhile,
they have to be compensating for something.
they're compensating for something or another. There it is. We never moved on in 2022. We're still dealing with all of this. Being screamed that it's the left who wants to mutilate your children. Come in your house, mutilate your children, make your kids trans. Also, they're going to be gayified, and also they're child sacrificers.
Absolutely. That's what the left stands for. Yeah. That's me.
And then every time I've gone to every time I've gone to a Trump rally, one of the first things I hear is the left's trying to divide us. Really? Coming from the side that's calling me a child sacrificer and child mutilator. I'm the divider. Okay.
It's very hard to take these people seriously.
Yeah. And the funny thing too, sorry, last thing on a personal thing. I've talked to you about this before as well. I'm genuinely fine being like, okay, if you actually believe that we're not going to mess with each other, you'll believe your things over there. I'll get to live my life over here. Whatever. Okay, sure. I don't get real riled up about the fact that there's people in their corners of the earth feeling hateful. Whatever. As long as you don't bother me. But they were lying. They can't just leave it be, you know? They do have to go proactively out and let the world know how much they hate people that are different than them. Matt Walsh, true warrior for the cause.